I'm James Spann. This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Wednesday, the 9th day of June, and the air today is more humid. We have had a few scattered storms around, and we could see more later this afternoon and this evening. Let's peek at some of the Skycam images around the network this afternoon. These captured about 2:30. That is the view from Tuscaloosa looking to the north. Some filtered sunshine there, a few cumulus clouds, and also some high cirrus clouds above that. Across the state line, there's a look at the Skycam in Columbus, or not Columbus, but Tupelo, Mississippi, up in Lee County, where some pretty good buildups are seen there. And the instability values are quite high. Some of those inevitably will pop into thunderstorms fairly soon. And again, we'll check the Gulf Shore Skycam. And, of course, everybody's watching that view with interest due to the oil spill. And needless to say, the crowds are way down. That's overlooking the public beach from the Phoenix All Suites, and typically you'd see just this massive humanity down there, but not that many folks. I was there Friday of last week, and it was jam-packed, and boy, the crowds have really thinned out since the oil has showed up down there. Temperatures, yeah, they're starting to warm up. Look at Tuscaloosa. They've got 90, Montgomery at 91, Birmingham 89 at 2 o'clock. The cool spot, Cullman, they've got 80. They actually had some rain up there earlier today. They're still recovering from that. We'll peek at the high-top radar, and you can see for now the convection is pretty hard to find over Alabama. Most of the active weather is well to the north and east of the state. But again, we'll take a look at the current instability. That's the surface-based CAPE, and you can see that North Mississippi is sitting at 4,000 joules per kilogram. Very, very unstable air between Muscle Shoals and Memphis. And that seems ripe for development. There's a minimum over northeast Alabama. That's where rain came down earlier today. And then the instability values are 2,000 joules down to the south of Birmingham, basically from Clanton on south. So the air is fairly unstable away from that zone where rain came down earlier today. Off to the west, we got a tornado watch. Look at that. That includes Shreveport, Louisiana, Texarkana, Arkansas, El Dorado, Monroe. That's until 4 o'clock. And again, that's for some convection out ahead of this upper low that's been sitting over eastern Texas for the past couple of days. There's our watch warning map, kind of the big picture, and you can see that there's flash flood watches over parts of Texas due to that feature. Also some flash flood watches northeast of Alabama, up over a large chunk of West Virginia and some of the adjacent states. There's the convective outlook for the rest of today and tonight. Look at that. The guys at SPC, they pulled that risk on down into the northern half of Alabama. And that includes basically areas from near College Station, Texas, all the way up to Louisville, Asheville, North Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. That does include Birmingham, Anniston, Tuscaloosa. And the main issue would be from wet microbursts from storms that pop over the course of the next few hours. So we'll watch the radar carefully. Tomorrow, low-end 5% probabilities here. The slight risk is up north where you see that 30% bullseye over Nebraska and South Dakota. And day 3, which is Friday, a slight risk again for parts of the nation's midsection. Overall rain for the next 5 days. And you know how I don't like these maps in summer because they really don't tell a good story due to the afternoon convection, the uneven distribution. But you can see that we've got nothing showing up over South Alabama. This is valid through Monday morning of next week. So if this is right, not a drop of rain for the Gulf Coast, Gulf Shores, Destin, Fort Walton Beach, Panama City. Heavier totals up to the north. And the tropics got a little wave approaching the Windward Islands. And that has a very low percentage, a 10% chance of development there because the upper winds are not very favorable. In fact, they're quite harsh down across the Caribbean. So bottom line is the Atlantic Basin is pretty quiet. We'll look at the 12Z GFS. This is the map valid at 1 o'clock tomorrow at 500 millibars. You can see the disturbance over northeastern Texas. And again, the main westerlies are up to the north. Down below that, a weak boundary is stalled out north of here. And again, tomorrow should be a lot like today. A mix of sun and clouds with a chance of scattered showers and storms. And then Friday, that upper disturbance moves northeast. It's over Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And again, around here, the heights are going up, and that means showers should be thinning out. There still could be some out there, but they'll be pretty widely spaced. Much of the state will be dry. We'll heat up with low 90s, and Saturday starting off the weekend, 594 ring. Got a big trough out west, upper high right over the deep south, and that looks pretty much hot and dry. And if this were August, and if the soil was dry, we'd be talking 100. But this is June, and the soil is moist, so highs in the low to mid-90s, and pretty much the same deal on Sunday. So you get the idea. Much of the weekend will be dry. Monday of next week, the upper high backs off a little bit. A weak front approaches from the north, so heat levels should back off a little bit, and we'll bring in the chance of a few scattered storms. And the same thing on Tuesday. And again, the GFS wants to push that surface boundary all the way down to Montgomery and bring drier air into the northern third of the state. Not totally convinced of that, certainly this time of the year, this far in advance. But it's been there for a couple of runs. And then Wednesday of next week, a week from today, the core of the jet is up in Canada, and down below that, the GFS continues to push that front really below Montgomery, and I will believe that when you see it. For now, we're just going to roll with a standard summer forecast for next week, and you know what that is. Partly sunny, hot, humid days with the chance of an afternoon storm in scattered spots and highs around 90. Into the forecast period, June 25th. Nice shortwave coming through the Midwest. And down below that, weather looks pretty quiet. Nothing overly exciting there. And that's a good thing. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog, AlabamaWX.com, if you're watching this on YouTube or iTunes. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.